Good evening. You're watching Video Wave. I'm Bonnie. Tonight I'm talking to Stephen Duffy, just in from London. Thank you for joining us. It's great. Well, we're going to keep him with us just a little bit because, you know, he's on his way for a 5-day tour of the United States in support of his new record. He's with the Lilac Time. I'm going to read you a little quote to introduce you to the Lilac Time, and then we'll ask you to tell us a little bit more. We don't believe in punters. Who would? I think that's why we started the group. Communion with the audience, our friends. Song, not product. No cynicism. No lies or fabrication. Honesty's back. Tell your neighbor. Music we can play in your kitchen if your neighbor doesn't mind. A florist turned postman. An illustrator, a tree surgeon, a filmer, and me. Having a go. Real music for real people. Free and easy. Acid Cottage. You've got to laugh. Tell us about that.
Do I have to?
Acid Cottage.
Well, I thought it was about time that there was kind of music that was softer than acid has, you know, and rap music where people come and shout at you. So I thought that the Lilac Time would kind of come along and whisper to you.
And whisper it does. We'll look at a video in just a minute, but I'd like to ask you where you got the name, because I think it's really pretty.
Well, the Lilac Time being the spring, I thought it'd be good for the band, you know, to be a new sort of spring-like thing. But it's from a Nick Drake song. Nick Drake, who was produced by Joe Boyd, The River Man. And that's where I got it from.
So we'll have to do our homework and look for that song a little bit right there. Stephen, you've had quite a history, and you have even right here on Video Wave.
Yes, this is the first thing I ever did in America, was Video Wave in 1983, when Kiss Me came out. And I made Kiss Me with the same producer who produced the first Lilac Time album, who also produced the first UB40 album, Bob Lamb.
That's great. Well, thank you for coming back.
Pleasure.
Once again.
I'll come back in 3 years' time.
And who knows what you'll be doing then. Well, let's hope you're sticking with the Lilac Time because it's really special. And I'll ask you to introduce the video, if you would. What are we going to look at here?
I assume it's Return to Yesterday.
Yes, the first one.
Yeah, it's Return to Yesterday.
Return to Yesterday. The new single from the Lilac Time is out in college radio currently, and that's only the beginning. Let's take a look. That was Return to Yesterday from the Lilac Time. So tell us about the video. What was it like making that?
Well, the barn that we were in was where we were originally going to make the album. We set up in the barn because I wanted to get away from London and to kind of get into we all got together in the country. And I first of all got my brother down. I said, well, if I get you an accordion, you come down and play. So he came down, and then this guy who lived down the road over a florist shop in London, I got him down. And then we set up in the barn. I called up Bob Lamb and said, bring your gear over and let's record us live in the barn. But it was a bit impractical. So we went off to Birmingham, where I come from, in England, and made the rest of the album there. But we went back to the barn to make the video.
Oh, really? Okay, that's great. So tell us about the collaboration, getting everyone together.
Well, I used to play with my brother when I was a kid. We used to go around the folk clubs and stuff. So it was a return to that kind of thing. And I just wanted to get away from computers and from drum machines, because when you're sitting around a campfire, you don't get out your drum machine or your computer, you get the acoustic guitar out. So I wanted to get back to that kind of thing.
Do you think there is a trend towards that, or I mean, this should be something for you to comment on coming from London right now? Because
I think it's an alternative. In most other decades there have been alternatives to dance music, and I think that this is, in London, like, it's just dance music. Wall-to-wall dance music.
We've done well in the States this year with some of the more simpler artists like Tracy Chapman.
I think there is Tracy Chapman, and it is beginning to, there is now an alternative to 120 beats per minute.
So you are a trio. Will you be touring?
Yeah, we're now a 5-piece. So, and we've been touring around. We've been playing in church halls. And
wonderful. And
we have been playing in people's kitchens, because having never played before, we did play in people's houses and then got out onto the street.
Terrific. Can we expect to see you in the States anytime soon?
As soon as they let us, as soon as they think that we're ready, you know. because
it being your record company, Polygram, you can be watching for this record.
We have to see, you know, if we're kind of together enough to kind of get out of the kitchen and onto the plane.
Well, I know that you're making waves to begin with, and people out there shopping right now and had mentioned that they were looking for that record, so this is just the beginning for you all, I'm sure. And I'll thank you once again. I'd like to see you on your merry way.
Thank you.
And once again, in return, and maybe we'll make it a third time on Video Wave.
Yeah, in 3 years I'll be back.
All right. Stephen Duffy, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for joining us. This is Video Wave.